Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Chris here. Want to bring you guys a little update from what I'm seeing here. We're going to be looking at Litecoin today, Bitcoin, Ethereum, may do some XRP, but I'm just going to go off the top of my head here, show you what I'm looking at the moment. Kind of areas I've been looking at where I think there could be good buys, where there's good potential shorts. I'll tell you just what I'm seeing. So guys, if you could hit the like button, subscribe, all that. It means a lot to me. It really helps the channel. And thank you guys for all the prayers, everything like that. God's good, and we'll just keep moving forward one day at a time. So what I'm seeing here, guys, we're going to start out with Litecoin. This can be Litecoin on the 4-hour. So I pulled our Fibonacci right here. We are right now at the retracement of the 618, which we know it could hit that 618 and it could make a move, easily back up to the 382. That's a possibility. But also could go a little bit lower into that golden pocket, that 0.65 area. A lot of times people try to catch that, and you can see we have had a pretty good fall right here, guys. So we may be due for a back test of that 0.38 or that 0.236, and that's another area of resistance right over here, guys, if you can see. Now what I did mark off for us, so I'll get this Fibonacci off, we'll clean this off. What I did mark off for us here is very heavy resistance. Now obviously we're going to have it back up at this top at 56. We're going to have to get through that again. We had this resistance here, we had this wick here. Over top of that, we're going to have to be looking at that $60 mark. That could be another spot, but I feel the heaviest, hardest resistance is going to be right up in this area, and we still have a top coming after that, guys. So these are kind of the areas here. If I were to put lines for us, if we're looking at longer term, like you swing trade holds, different things like that, we'll go horizontal line. I'd be looking back up here again at that green line I have. Next one, right there at 60, and then it'll be right around that 65, and then we'll take it up to that, well, let's call it $70 there, but you can see that overhead resistance. All right. After that, I do believe we would have some room to run, guys, because we fell so hard. Take a look at this. So if we can get over top of this 70, there'd be room to run up here to this 90. And that's a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of room there. So that's something I'm looking at, guys, that, these are the overhead resistance, but do I want to start, accumulating and building position down around this 50? I really believe for Litecoin, guys, $50 and under, which it may continue to go down, may go to $25, $30. I have targets for that. But that's why you don't buy all at once. You just slowly ladder down. But $50, guys, for Litecoin that's where we were at before the parabolic run started. And that can take place at any time, and if you don't have the coins, then you'll miss part of that, a good portion of that swing, that beginning part of the swing, because when these come in, they come in so hard and come in so fast. These volume bars, guys, there's just not much you can do. And when the time comes and we start this next bull run, you want to have your bags packed, ready to go, and that's when you become that hodler and you hold on and ride it up for a nice swing trade position. Okay, guys, so that was speaking of all the overhead resistances there. Now what we're going to look at is our supports here as well. So guys, obviously we had that 618 area, we had the 786, and then the next big one I am looking at here is that $48. And in my opinion, I think that's going to hold, guys. I think that'll hold again, but we're going to have to see. I mean, there's other targets that bring me down where I said that $36, guys. And it was where I bought Litecoin, my best buy ever on Litecoin. It was down right over in here, and we were at $36, I think it was. I got it for 36, and it wicked down to 32. But that's where I could see us falling to, right in that range, where we had this nice parabolic run here. It was a huge spike. I remember that, guys, just moving up, and then we had that big fall where it almost retraced, or did more on the wick, retraced more than this previous bottom that we had here when we started this run. So the whole run was wiped out and came back down. Big volume came back in, and we got pushed back to the upside. Okay, and then what happened? So we really are at that point with Litecoin, how we're just moving flat this accumulation area. When a parabolic run could happen at any point, we could come back up and we could test this 188. We'll call it 188. Because there will be a lot of room to run, guys. This was a really hard fall, and a lot of those times they get cleaned back out. Got to remember that. So what we're going to go to next, guys, let's look at Bitcoin. And I'll just make this one a little quicker, but I wanted to talk to you guys about some of this stuff. I think it's important. You know, guys, we've been in the bear market now roughly for, I think, about 10, 11 months, somewhere right in that range. And with cryptocurrency, things move a lot faster than a traditional market. A traditional market, you can have a bear market run from 1 to 5 years. I mean, it could go longer, obviously, but that's typically the time from what I've been reading, guys. 1 to 5 years is a bear market in stock markets. I mean, you have a 20% pullback. You're basically in a bear market. Crypto, you can see an 80% pullback, like we've seen 70% pullbacks, and then we can start to form that floor before we start going back up. But you know, there's great potential in bear markets as well, guys, and that's what I want to bring to you, like, to get your bags packed when you start to see some things that are taking place. So with Bitcoin, we're still looking right here, guys. Just kind of, you know what, I'll bring it right in there because we've kind of floated through a little bit. And always use those. Okay, we'll call that around the bottom there. That's 57.86 right here, guys. We're still in that. It's still like that descending triangle, which we know can break lower. We've talked about lower breaks here, right? About 70% of the time, 75% of the time, it'll break to the downside, but it can also break to the upside, and you have to be prepared for both. But the main thing I'm looking at in Bitcoin, guys, we've just really been deep in this range. I mean, we've just been ranging, moving sideways, which in a way, guys, it's building a floor is what I'm looking for, at least. You know, that what I'm paying attention to is if that floor is being built. You can see I got alerts at different spots here, guys. And these are the marks of the overhead resistances, the big ones. The 7,500, this is going to be a big one to get over, but look at the gaps in between. This is the potential that I want you guys to see here. Even if you're just doing swing trading and it's not a long-term investment or anything like that, you catch one of these guys up into there, I mean, you're talking at least 13%, maybe even more than that. Let's do that again now that that's out of the way. Yeah, I mean, 15% moves, guys, just from there. There's a lot of potential. Okay, so we're going to zoom in a little bit closer now on the 4 hour, see what's happening with Bitcoin. I will show you where I do and did have some bids here, guys. So I had a bid right in here, also about right in here. So those have been hit, and then I'm also laddering down a little bit as well. I looked at this spot, the 62.94. I believe, guys, and like I said, I just play small little positions. $100 add here, you know, maybe 200 more down here, and then down in here I have another ladder, which is around that 61.54. And you just kind of get, as it goes down, guys, deeper, 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 because you know, I'm planning, guys. I do feel like we're gonna put in this floor, and it's gonna happen quick. Like the next run's gonna happen really fast. I feel like that's how it's gonna start. Like we're gonna wake up and $20 billion got put into the market overnight, and that just opens the floodgates, because we've seen very, very positive news articles, different things coming out, and it has not reflected in the price because we're in a bear market. So when I'm looking at getting long in some of these positions here on BitMEX, I'm looking even to take it back up to this point, guys. There's a lot of gains to be made if we can go back and retest this top. You know, that's why, in my opinion, it's great to have long-term investments. Then you can have your swing trade position. Then you can have little trades where you can get in and out of and fun stuff like that, and just play small amounts, guys. So I'm still learning too, learning a lot. Let's go. Then we'll kind of look at the fib here, see where it's fallen to. Guys, we're sitting right on that 618. Like I said, there's a potential move. Say you're picking it up down in this area here, you hit this wick, you could run it back up easily to the 236, and there's gains to be made right there. And then you sell and back out and see if it goes lower. Do it again. You know, guys, this market's tough. It's one of the most volatile asset classes in the world, and you gotta really work hard and study this stuff and learn. Look at all this resistance right here, guys. You see this? So even if we get above this, this is the next heavy spot right there. Okay, so we're looking at that. You can see the MACD guys still just dropping down a little bit more, so that's why you ladder if you're looking for that long position. Remember guys, I'm not your financial advisor, I'm just your friend, just letting you know some of what I'm doing. Next one, let's do ETH. Okay guys, Ethereum, same thing here. You can see our supports that we're looking at. We want to hold around that 206, 207, our 100-day moving average. Yep, that's our 100-day at 202. People have bids at 192, and I'm sure probably down around this 186 could be another spot. And then guys, it's that 170 that we had that wick down to. Okay, so those are the supports there. Overhead resistance, we need to get over that 220, that's going to be big. We need to get over the 230, we need to get to the 250. The MACD right now is pointing down, and this is on the 4-hour guys, just so you know. But look for these candles. You see guys, this was a sign we were topping here. Okay, look at that shooting star candle in conjunction with the curvature of the MACD. So those are things that you want to pay attention to as well. You see these two long wicks, bears pushed us down. And now guys, we've fallen to these moving averages. Now we have our 20 moving average overhead here at 211. And we have decreasing bearish volume right here. Okay, so that's ETH guys, that's what we're looking at. And let's look at XRP quick. Hey guys, and I appreciate people who are still watching this video and tuned in and really enjoy what we do here. You know guys, I've been fighting with YouTube and all that, and they won't monetize me even though I've hit all the qualifications 4 times over. And you know, it would just be something cool because you've worked hard and you look forward to that. That's something interesting, and you see other people getting it and you're working hard and you just don't understand. But that's why I'm so thankful for the people who are here with me right now watching this. You guys make it all worth it, and I can't thank you enough. God's blessed me greatly with you all. But you can see guys, when you're looking at this, look for things like rounded bottoms, okay, moving averages crossing right there. When we had that beautiful run up, came back down, we tested 50 moving average and went back up. And then look at this big hammer candle here guys, that one's crazy, and that was on volume, and then we got pushed forward. But right now, overhead resistance, we're looking around that 55 cents. If we can get over top of that, we'll be moving up to around the 60 cents there. And you can see I have alerts on that guys. And I do believe I had alerts because there could be a potential little bit of a run. I mean, you could easily run from that point, guys, up to right in there. So there could be good profits made as well if this overhead resistance breaks. You can see the MACD's cross. We're moving down. We want to get that hook, guys. We're not there yet. Let's put on the RSI too. But look how long these slopes can last, guys, and that's how powerful trends are. And we're hoping, you know, what if this is our first impulse wave here? We came back, we had our 2 pullback, and now we're going to go into a 3 and test the top of this right over in here for the 3rd wave to come in. That's a possibility. We don't know yet. We'll have to see. But let's hit that RSI. And you can see guys, here are lows, higher lows, moving up right there. We are at 48 on the RSI. So guys, I would definitely target here. If the RSI is at 48, we have good room to run here. There's definitely a potential when this next wave comes in to be at that 69.861 cent area right there. And let's take that percentage gain as well, just so you know what that potentially could be if you're able to catch that. But think if you're even in from right here, guys, and you take it to that potential overhead resistance point, 38.04% is what's possible. So right now, guys, XRP is sitting at 50 cents. But really pay attention to these things like the moving averages, RSIs, candles. You really want to get in deep with them. So one last look here at the candle formation that's taking place on Ethereum. See if we see anything happening. Or on XRP here, I'm sorry. Okay guys, and just for future reference there, that is a perfect shooting star candle. And what happens after a long shooting star candle like that, you typically get pushed back down. And that's what happened here. Just continue to move down. Here's our lower high. lower high. Now we're seeing if we can form a higher low there, because we came down, came back up, hit that lower high. See if we can form a higher low, kind of getting an equilibrium pattern. Then we'll see if we can get that break either to the upside or the downside. And then in Fibonacci levels, we're sitting right now on the 50, that kind of bull bear line, guys, which, like we talked about, 618 is very popular too. 0.65, the golden pockets, and a typical area as well. But right now we are getting support on the 50, that bull bear line, and 50s can move easily back up to the 0.236 if we got over this lower high right here. So good potential gains to be made, but you gotta keep on top of the market, guys. Pay attention to all this volume. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe, all that, and put your comments down low, and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. God bless you all.